They have good skills, they know how to wrestle, punch, kick, everything, but inside they are not warriors. It's like in our culture, it's very hard to hear from father, "Oh, I love you." It's very hard. It's because it's our culture, but we show our kids, "We love you." It's like I talk about when I was like 15, 16. Of course, when I was like baby, he say to me it's a lot, but when you become like 15, 16, when you become like man, it's like I say like before, it's like a lot of people joke with me, it's like love make your heart weak, it's like, yeah, it's like when I was like growing, like I realized like father is my like real friend, like when I was like 15, 16. Before that I was thinking like, why this guy pushed me too much, like too much training, this wrestling with the bears, like animals, like doing all this stuff. And I was competing in all sports, amateur, like freestyle wrestling, Greco-Roman, grappling, like combat sambo. Like I was competing in everywhere, like judo. And like when I become like 15, 16, I become like very close with father. I realized like his system, I understand what he wants from me. I understand like everything, and we become like very close. And before that, maybe because of like different of age, or maybe I was like teenager, like I don't know. Before that I was like, of course I was following all his rules, but most of the time I was disagree with him. And like 15, 16, I realized there is no freedom speech between you and your parents.
There is no freedom of speech.
No freedom of speech.
How old were you where you're kind of like, you know what, a lot of this stuff my dad's been telling me has been right. When I thought he was wrong, this guy knows what he's talking about. Was there a moment for you there, or was that around the 15, 16 age?
No, it was like around 15, 16.
15, 16 age.
Maybe 14, I don't remember, like 14, 16. Like.
Makes sense. Yeah. And what were some of the values you picked up from him? Meaning, like, was there a set schedule? Was there like, you got to do this, you got to be respectful, you got to train? What were some values? Because it's very obvious when I watch you, or even in interviews, or even the way you fought Conor, which we'll get into here in a minute, it's extremely obvious there is a couple things no one can disrespect with you, whether it's your faith and your father. In order to have that kind of loyalty, everybody has it, but to have it the level that you have it, there's got to be a certain level of admiration. What were some things your dad taught you that stuck with you at a young age?
It's like about me, like all my life, I have schedule, I have rules, I have discipline. And for me, it's all about numbers, I have to do most of them, like all things, like on time. Like you have to wake up on like 6, 7, you have to train. After you come home, breakfast, go school, come back, do homework, train, come back, eat, sleep, repeat. It's like this. Like a lot of people think like to become world champion, to become the best in the world, it's not easy thing. You have to be like you have to be focused on all your life. It's about sacrifice, like about 30 years. Like next month I'm gonna be like 35. I find myself on mats when I was like 3, 4, I don't remember like exactly what, but I beginning to walk on the mats because when we was living in village, my father opened first gym in our house, and he began train like guys from village. I was like 3 or 4 years, and since that time, like all my life, I was training by my father, and no day off. I remember like all my life I was in the gym, and from that point, like. And of course, father teach me like my religion, father teach me discipline, rules, and number one things, it was respect. You have to respect gym, you have to respect coaches, you have to respect your sparring partners, you have to respect all people. You cannot fight in the street because you know how to hurt people. It was like all about respect, And when somebody tried to like bully me or disrespect me, and this is not good idea, I think. We have traditional like most of the old kids, they train, like doing some martial arts, like wrestling, boxing, judo, like whatever, but everybody train. Even like when you go to the school, in your class, you have like 15 people like who can give you a hard fight. It's like become competition every day, go to school and come back, you know. But I grew up with my brothers, and they all was training, and I have, of course, I have big support always. But anyways, you know, like when you fight alone, and it was like big experience to growing in Dagestan, like between like 13 and 20th. I remember it was like too much fight in street, and when I was like 17 or 18, like I realized I can hurt, like I can really hurt people. And I remember like father told me like you cannot fight in street because I teach you all life how to become world champion. And when you become 18, 19, when you can hurt people, you have to control yourself. It's very dangerous. This is almost same thing like gun. You have gun and you have to control yourself. And around like 17, 18.
Yeah, I was asking you in the back, I said, you know, I can only imagine if somebody just sees you, maybe they don't recognize who you are and they had one too many drinks and they try to pick a fight with you and what you tell them. Has that ever happened? Where somebody doesn't know who you are?
A couple of times happened here in the US, but my hometown, like they all know me. It's like almost like I never have problem, like. But here a couple of times I have that.
What do you tell them? Do you say?
I tell them, brother, I can smash your face. Like, you have to calm down.
You just tell them very straight up.
It was 2012 when I just moved to California, when I just signed with UFC. My English was not good, and it was between my gym and hotel. It was like 5 minutes walking, and it was like supermarket. And every day I go inside, buy something, come, and one old lady on casa, she know me. And I was waiting on the line, and one drunk guy, he tried to bully me. It's like he was maybe 35, at that time like 35 to 40. He was big guy, and he tried to bully like everybody. He was drunk, and I told him that you have to be careful, like because it's not good idea to joke with me.
Did he believe you?
No, he just stopped and he realized this is real talk. And he left me alone.
He left you alone. I love it. Going back to, you said every day was training, you got to respect all the stuff that your father was telling you. Khabib, was he selling you the dream that one day you're going to be a champion where you wanted to do it? Or was he setting the expectation, here's what you're going to do? Do you know what I'm asking? Like, was he saying, imagine one day you're going to be a champion, you're going to hold the belt, you're going to be so proud? Or was he saying, no, as a family, this is what we do. Out of our city, we're eagles. What was he selling you?
No. It's like when just since like first day I signed in UFC, like in my mind, I was UFC champion. Like it was no way somebody can stop me. And father always told me, only one thing can stop you if like, I think it's like lucky punch. Otherwise, if you're not gonna stop train like you train now, if you're gonna still focus, I don't think somebody can stop you, because you can wrestle, you can punch, you can do all these things all night. You know, you have good conditioning, you have big heart. I think you can become world champion, just you have to be focused. And like, not only just he say, I truly believe this too. You know, it's like I was inside my heart, I was like, I was competitive. Like even now, even I still like, I believe I can beat like anybody in the world. Even now, I'm not old. A lot of people forget about why I retired. Not because I become old. It was because I lost my father because he passed away, and I don't want to do this without him. And that's why I stopped. Not because I become old. I'm only 34 years old. You know this. You check my birthday and
September 28, 88. Yes.
Yeah. Like I was competitive since, I think, like since when I was born. You know, many people they train like 10, 15, 20 years. They have good skills. They know how to wrestle, punch, kick, everything. But inside, they are not warriors. They are professional, but they are not warriors. You know, when you're professional and you inside your heart you are a warrior, these kind of people can become champions and defend their title, like being the best in the world.